You might have seen some premium websites with great loading animations on the internet and wondered, how do I make this in Framer? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So recently I came across this post on social media, and you can see that the website in this post has a really great loading animation. And this is the loading animation we are going to try and create in Framer. You can go and grab the remix link for this project and create it side by side with me so you'll learn better. So first of all, we are going to create a frame, and let's cut it and insert it in the desktop breakpoint and take it to the top and switch the position type to fixed. So the position of this frame is fixed to the top. And now in this position panel, set the left pin to 0 and the right pin to 0 as well. So this frame is going to fill the whole width of the monitor. And now I also want the frame to completely fill the height on the monitor. So what I can do is I can set the height to viewport. So what viewport basically does is it fills out the whole height for your screen, whether it be too short or too big. It adjusts according to the height. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this frame to a component, and let's give this a name, loading component. And when you create this, you're gonna see that there are basically 3 variants: the desktop and the tablet and the phone. For this specific animation, we are going to need more variants. So for now, we have to delete the phone and tablet variants. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the fill for this frame and then add another frame within it and duplicate it. Now one of the frame is going to be pinned to the top, left and bottom, and I'm gonna set the width of this to relative 50%. So one of the frame is only filling up 50% of the width, and for height I'm going to set it to relative 100%, so it fills up the whole height. And now for the other one, I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to pin it to right, and now again the width to relative of 50% and the height to 100%. And now I'm going to select both of these frames and change the color to a darker one. Alright, this seems to be good enough. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select both of these frames, turn on the layout, because I want the text inside of it to be in the center. Now let's add the text. So what should the text be? Let's make it tutorial. Let's make it tutorial. Alright, and we're gonna wrap this text within a stack as well. Set the width and height to fit. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to copy this stack and paste it to the other one. So now I want for the text to be in the middle. So what I'd do is I'd select this stack and keep the alignment to right. And then I'm gonna select this stack and keep the alignment to the left. So now as you can see, the text is in the middle. But as you can see, this is not quite what we want. We want the text only one time. So what I can do is I'll keep half the word on this side and the other half on the other. So let's just keep this half to this side and the other half to this side. So we have the word tutorial in the middle. And now for the next variant, I want the first part of the text to go down and the second part of the text to go up, as we have seen in our inspiration. So to be able to do that, I need to select the text and then set them to absolute positioning. But now we have a problem, because when you set something to absolute positioning, the parent layer doesn't catch what's inside of it. So I'm gonna do a little trick over here. Is I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm going to duplicate this text, name it helper, and the other one is now going to be absolute. So now the helper text inside of the stack is set to relative, so the stack is familiar with it, it is fitting the text perfectly. And when you want to change the text, you can select both the helper and the main text and go to the content and just save it. The stack is now fitting the whole text. So now I'm gonna do the same for this one. Duplicate it, name it helper, and make the other one absolute. And one thing to keep in mind, that you have to set the helper text to an opacity of 0 so it isn't visible when I move the absolute text down and the other one up. And another important thing is you have to select the parent layer of the text and set the overflow to clip, so that when I move the text down, it clips the content outside the stack. You're gonna see it in a moment. So now I'm gonna make another variant where this half of the text is going to move down and this half of the text is going to move up. So I can set this one, let's set it to 150. And now let's do the same in the opposite direction for the other half of the text. Minus 150. And now it is upwards. But still the helper text is within the stack, so it doesn't lose the content inside of it. And now I want to split both of the stack from the middle for a little bit. So what I can do is I can give the left pin a position of -3. So it merely seems like a small crack because you don't want for it to go boom. And now I'm going to do the same for this stack, -3. So now there's a visible gap between these two, and now there's going to be the last variant where I'm going to set both of the stacks out of the component. So what I can do now is I can select this one and give it a -900. And now I'm going to do the same for this one in the opposite direction, -900. And now let's connect the variants. On up here, no delay. And this variant to this one, on up here. And now on this one, you want to give a little delay so it doesn't go static, rather it gives a smooth transition. So I'd add 0.5 seconds of delay. And now let's check each one. This is connected to variant 2, variant 2 is connected to variant 3, and variant 3 shouldn't be connected to anything, but it is connected to variant 2. So I'll have to remove it. And now let's go to the primary variant, to the transition section. And now I want to tweak it a little bit to make the transition smoother. So let's go to ease and set it to ease in, and just a little bit like this. Now this transition, I'm going to keep it quick, a bit like 0.3. And now let's see what we ended up with. Let's click on preview. It is quite not happening. What? Alright, my fault. We have to cancel this variant 2 transition again. It should only be connected to the variant 3, and now let's check it. And here it is. We ended up with the animation we wanted to, and let's check it out on the home page. Well, what? It has been unpinned. So let me pin the positions again. Left to 0, top to 0, and right to 0 again. And let's check it out. Let's do it again. And here it is. And that's how you make a great loading animation for your website. That's all for this video. You can follow me on X and subscribe to my newsletter to get weekly and daily updates and tips to improve your Framer design. If you like the content, don't forget to like, and obviously do subscribe if you want to see such tutorials. I'll see you in the next video.